Are the end times here now? What's going on, people? My name is Zulfikar and welcome to my YouTube channel, which is about equipping you with the tools you need to go to war with yourself and a society fighting to keep you weak. I talk about self-improvement in the fields of mind, body and soul to help you overcome the conditioning and programming of this degenerate society so that you can fashion for yourself a life of direction, meaning, fulfillment and spiritual consciousness. If you like the sound of that, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you get more content on these topics. Now back to today's video, which is about the end time. So this is something that I've had an interest in for quite a while, and judging by a lot of the conversations online and what's going on around the world right now, it's starting to become a very popular topic, especially with what's been going on over the last year, a year and a half with the pandemic. So I read a lot of books and watch a lot of videos of people from different backgrounds and traditions, and it seems like everybody is talking about the end times in some way, shape or form. Like I'm listening to people of the Christian faith, Jews, obviously Muslims, based on my own faith, but even the not so religious and those that call themselves spiritual but not religious, and of course people from the Eastern traditions like the Buddhist monks, etc. So it seems like everyone's got their own version of the end times or the apocalypse, the Great Reset or the Great Awakening. These are all different words to essentially describe the same thing, basically the end of the world, or at least the end of the world as we know it. And obviously in the Christian background, obviously they've got the book of Revelation and the whole thing about the apocalypse, which the actual word means unveiling. So a lot of people don't think it's going to be an end time prophecy, but more an unveiling or an uncovering of something, or of a new world, a better world. The Abrahamic faiths, so I'm talking about the Jews, the Christians and the Muslims, their end times eschatology is quite similar in nature. So as I explore these topics, I'm going to try and now make videos on what I learn and what I come across, and add a little bit of my own thoughts if I feel that I've got anything to add. But this is more research that I've done, what I find interesting, and what I'm going to be putting out in videos from this day forward will be basically based on the research that I do. So if this is a topic that you are interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to try and go into as much detail as I can. For this introductory video, I'm going to start off by talking about the 10 major signs of the end times from an Islamic perspective. Now there are more than 10 signs, but the tradition says that there are 10 major signs. And the first one, these are not in any particular order, but the first of the 10 is the arrival of the Messiah ad-Dajjal, which is the Islamic term for the Antichrist. And then there's the unleashing of Yajuj and Majuj, which basically is the equivalent of Gog and Magog. And what a lot of non-Muslims will find surprising is that Muslims also believe in the return of Jesus, which is another major sign of the end times. Then number 4 is the Great Smog. So whether there's going to be a fire or a flash or something, but there's going to be a Great Smog that's going to envelop the world. And then there's the Darbatul Arb, number 5, which is translated as the creature of the earth. Sign number 6 is the sun rising from the west. Sign number 7, 8 and 9 are 3 separate earthquakes, one in the east, one in the west and one in the Arabian Peninsula. And sign number 10 is a great fire in Yemen, which is going to drive the people towards the final place before Judgment Day. Now, like I said earlier, these are the 10 major signs. They are not the only signs, there are other signs, and one of the other signs of the end times is the conquest of Constantinople. Now, Constantinople is basically today called Istanbul. So back when the Romans and the Byzantines were the ruling state in that part of the world, the capital city was Constantinople, which once the Ottomans conquered, they changed the name to Istanbul. So a lot of people think that the conquest of Constantinople happened in 1453 when the Ottomans took over, but the actual prophecy is a little bit different, because the prophecy states the conquest of Constantinople will be just before the end time, so around the time when the Dajjal, the Antichrist, roams the earth. Obviously 1453 was a long time ago, but the other thing is the prophecy of the conquest of Constantinople is very different from what happened in 1453, because the prophecy states that the conquest will occur without any fighting and any bloodshed whatsoever. And as we know from history, the conquest of Constantinople by the Ottomans was bloody, it was violent, and there was a lot of fighting. So we'll be exploring this in more details in future videos. But let me know what you think. Do you think we are in the end times? What do you think of what's happening in the world right now? Is this a topic that you're even thinking about? Is it something you're interested in? And if it is something you're interested in, drop your questions and comments below, because I'll be reading them and making more videos on those. I mean, I'm going to be making videos on these topics anyway, but it just gives me something to discuss in more detail. So like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Until the next video, take care now. Bye bye.